Right now, your body is under an invisible siege. Every second, your system generates thousands of mutated rogue cells, microscopic glitches, with the potential to end your life. Normally, your DNA has an executioner protocol called apoptosis, a cellular kill switch that forces corrupted cells to self-destruct on sight. But your internal lines of communication have been sabotaged. Years of dead processed fuels and toxins have jammed your frequency, leaving your immune system blind and your kill switches disabled. You aren't unlucky. Your DNA is rusting, and the mutation is winning. Today, we end the occupation. Forget nutrition. We are uploading molecular sovereignty. These are 10 biological signals designed to bypass the interference, repair the rust, and reactivate the kill switch. This is the Anti-Cancer Protocol, a manual for forcing mutated cells to starve, shatter, and surrender. Stop being a spectator in your own survival. Number 1. Garlic, the sulfur-based blade. Stop treating garlic as a seasoning. In the world of molecular warfare, it is a biological predator. Its primary weapon is a high-voltage compound called diallyl trisulfide, a sulfur-based tactical strike that targets the mutation's supply lines. A tumor cannot survive without a constant stream of nutrients. It must hijack your blood vessels to build its own private infrastructure. Garlic acts as a vascular saboteur, physically blocking the signaling proteins that cancer uses to grow these new pipes. By cutting the throat of its supply chain, you force the rogue cells into a state of metabolic isolation. It is a scoured earth policy for your bloodstream, effectively starving the mutation before it can even establish a colony. Inside the cell, the sulfur compounds act as a trigger for the executioner protocol. They penetrate the outer defenses of the mutation and disrupt its internal energy production. This isn't just passive protection, it's an active hunt. The diallyl trisulfide destabilizes the microtubule network of the rogue cell, preventing it from dividing. If a cell cannot divide, it cannot spread. If it cannot spread, the siege ends. The tactical hack. To arm this weapon, you cannot simply cook it. You must crush or mince the clove and wait 10 minutes. This allows the enzyme times alliinase times to react with oxygen, synthesizing the active allicin signal. Without this pause, the kill switch remains dormant because heat destroys the enzyme before the weapon is forged. To maximize the strike, consume it raw or add it at the very last second of cooking. It is a sharp, sulfur-infused systemic purge that proves the most powerful weapons against the mutation aren't manufactured in a lab, they are grown in the dirt, waiting to be activated. Number 2. Turmeric, the network jammer. Modern medicine treats inflammation as a symptom. We treat it as the fuel for the fire. A mutation cannot expand without a state of chronic systemic heat to camouflage its growth. Turmeric is not a spice. It is a molecular signal jammer designed to cut the communication lines between rogue cells and your healthy tissue. Its primary weapon is curcumin, a compound that acts as a biological frequency scrambler. It specifically targets VEGF, vascular endothelial growth factor, the chemical flare that a tumor sends out to call for new blood vessels. By jamming this signal, curcumin turns the mutation's expansion site into a biological desert. Without the ability to call for backup, the rogue cells remain isolated, unable to build the infrastructure needed to invade your vital organs. It functions as a systemic firewall, neutralizing the inflammatory protein, NF-κB, which acts like a volume knob for disease growth. When NF-κB is active, the mutation is invisible to the immune system. When curcumin shuts it down, the cloaking device fails. This network jamming extends to the very structure of the cell membrane. Curcumin increases the fluidity of your healthy cells while making the walls of mutated cells more rigid and vulnerable to immune attack. It's a dual-action strike. It protects the fortress while weakening the invader. The tactical hack. Curcumin is a locked code. In its raw form, your body cannot crack the cipher, and it is flushed out before it reaches the bloodstream. To activate the bioavailability override, you must pair it with piperine, found in black pepper, and a high-quality lipid like extra virgin olive oil. The piperine acts as a molecular key, increasing the absorption of the signal by 20%. Furthermore, heating the turmeric slightly in fat before consumption unlocks the crystalline structure of the curcumin, making it ready for immediate systemic upload. This is the golden protocol, a sharp anti-inflammatory strike that proves the secret to defense is found in jamming the enemy's ability to communicate. Number 3. Cooked tomatoes. The carotenoid shield. Most people are eating tomatoes all wrong. If you're eating them raw to protect your health, you're consuming a locked code. The primary weapon inside the tomato is lycopene, a potent antioxidant that acts as a genetic firewall. But in a raw tomato, this molecule is trapped inside tough cellular walls, the matrix. To the human body, it is invisible and indigestible. To activate the shield, you must apply heat. Cooking tomatoes isn't just a culinary choice, it's a molecular upgrade. Heat shatters the cellular matrix and transforms the lycopene from a trans structure to a cis structure, a form your body can actually recognize and upload into its system. Once active, lycopene functions as a vascular gatekeeper, patrolling your circulatory system and neutralizing the internal rust, oxidative stress that leads to DNA. Mutation. It is specifically a nightmare for mutations in the prostate, lungs, and skin, acting as a biological barrier that prevents rogue cells from latching onto your internal architecture. Lycopene's power lies in its quenching ability. It is one of the most efficient molecules at absorbing the energy of free radicals, effectively acting as a lightning rod for cellular damage. It takes the hit so your DNA doesn't have to. Over time, consistent lycopene saturation creates a carotenoid armor within your tissues, making them a hostile environment for any microscopic glitch. The tactical hack: never eat your shield alone. Lycopene is fat-soluble, meaning it requires a molecular escort to pass through the gut barrier and into your blood. To achieve maximum systemic saturation, you must pair your cooked tomatoes with a high-frequency lipid like extra virgin olive oil or avocado. Research shows that simmering tomatoes for just 15 to 30 minutes increases the available shield density by over 50%. This combination creates a bioavailable armor that ensures the signal reaches your deepest cellular layers. It is a reminder that in the war for your health, the most powerful defenses are often hidden in plain sight, waiting for the right thermal trigger to be released. Number 4. Green tea, the vascular scythe. Green tea is not a beverage. It is a liquid weapon that performs a precise surgical sweep of your circulatory system. While other signals focus on defense, green tea is an active molecular sniper. Its primary ammunition is a high-density polyphenol called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate, a compound that functions as a biological vascular scythe. Its target is specific: tumor-induced angiogenesis. A mutation is a greedy organism. It forces your body to build a chaotic, hyperactive web of junk blood vessels to fuel its rapid expansion. EGCG identifies these unauthorized vessels and initiates a systemic shutdown. It effectively mows down the infrastructure the mutation is trying to build, while leaving your healthy, stable blood vessels untouched. It is a scoured earth policy for your bloodstream, ensuring that no rogue cell can find the fuel it needs to scale into a life-threatening invasion. Beyond the blood vessels, EGCG interacts with the cell's energy plant, the mitochondria. It forces mutated cells to enter a state of oxidative stress that they cannot recover from, while simultaneously providing a protective antioxidant effect to healthy cells. It is a smart weapon that knows exactly which side it's on. The tactical hack. Most people burn the signal before they even drink it. Pouring boiling water over green tea leaves destroys the delicate EGCG molecules. To activate the scythe protocol, use water at approximately 80 degrees Celsius, 175 degrees Fahrenheit, and steep for at least 3 to 5 minutes to ensure maximum molecular extraction. Adding a splash of vitamin C, lemon juice, further stabilizes the EGCG, preventing it from breaking down in the alkaline environment of the gut. More importantly, never add milk. The proteins in dairy, caseins, bind to the EGCG, creating a molecular handcuff that prevents the signal from ever entering your bloodstream. This is a pure, high-frequency strike. Keep it clean to keep it lethal. Number 5. Broccoli sprouts. The sulforaphane supernova. If mature broccoli is a gene editor, then broccoli sprouts are a biological tactical nuke. These 3-day-old plants contain anywhere from some 10 to 100 times the concentration of sulforaphane found in the full-grown vegetable. You are no longer just eating greens. You are uploading a concentrated burst of phase 2 detoxification, signals that act as a systemic purge for your entire cellular network. Sulforaphane is a heat shock activator. It triggers the NRF2 pathway, often called the master regulator of antioxidant response. This pathway acts as a cellular general, commanding your body to produce its own internal antioxidants like glutathione at a rate no supplement could ever match. It doesn't just neutralize a single toxin. It creates a systemic force field that actively hunts down carcinogens and escorts them out of your body before they can touch your DNA. It is the ultimate preventative strike. This compound also performs quality control on your proteins. It prevents the accumulation of misfolded proteins that lead to cellular aging and mutation. By maintaining protein integrity, broccoli sprouts ensure that your biological hardware remains functional and resistant to the glitches that lead to chronic disease. The tactical hack. To release the supernova, you must treat the sprouts as a living weapon. The weapon inside is pre-installed, but not activated. Sulforaphane is only created when the plant is attacked, chewed, or smashed. The freeze and smash protocol. Research shows that freezing your sprouts and then crushing them while frozen can increase the sulforaphane yield by double or triple. The ice crystals act as micro daggers that shatter the plant cells, pre-mixing the enzymes for instant activation. The temperature limit. Never, under any circumstances, cook your sprouts. Heat kills the times myrosinase times enzyme instantly, turning your tactical nuke into a dud. Eat them raw, cold, and crushed. This is your high-density override, providing more DNA protection in a single handful than most people get in a month of healthy eating. Number 6. Wild berries. The DNA welders. Most people view berries as a snack. In reality, they are molecular repair kits. As you move through a toxic world, your DNA is constantly being pelted by oxidative stress, a process known as biological rusting. These microscopic fractures in your genetic code are the exact glitches that cancer uses to gain a foothold. Berries, specifically wild blueberries and blackberries, carry a high-density frequency of anthocyanins, the heavy-duty pigments that act as DNA welders. These compounds don't just protect the cell. They actively seek out the breaks in your genetic strands and initiate a systemic patch. They serve as a biological firewall, neutralizing free radicals before they can shatter your cellular blueprints. By bathing your system in these pigments, you are essentially electroplating your DNA, making it resistant to the corrosive environment of modern life. It is a precision strike against the very first stage of the mutation, the initiation. Anthocyanins also improve cellular signaling. They clear the noise from your internal communication lines, allowing your immune system to hear the help signal from a cell that is beginning to malfunction. If the signal is clear, the immune system can intervene before the problem becomes an invasion. The tactical hack. To maximize the repair signal, you must look for pigment density. The darker the berry, the higher the frequency of the repair code. Standard store-bought strawberries are often diluted by modern farming. You want the deep, midnight purple of wild blueberries or blackberries. More importantly, freeze them. Research shows that freezing berries can actually increase the availability of the anthocyanins by breaking down the plant's cellular structure, making the DNA welders even easier for your body to upload. This is your genetic maintenance protocol, repairing the rust today so you don't have to fight the fire tomorrow. Number 7. Mushrooms, the immune architect. Mushrooms are not plants. They are a separate biological kingdom that functions as the internet of the soil. When you consume them specifically, varieties like shiitake, maitake, or reishi, you are uploading a complex communication protocol into your white blood cells. Their primary weapon is a unique type of fiber called beta-glucans. Beta-glucans act as a systemic drill sergeant for your immune system. They don't just boost immunity, they train it. They bind directly to your natural killer NK cells, the elite frontline soldiers responsible for hunting down and shredding mutated cells. Usually, cancer cells are masters of camouflage, cloaking themselves to look like healthy tissue. Beta-glucans strip away this disguise, tagging the mutation so your immune system can identify, target, and terminate it with surgical precision. It is a cellular intelligence upgrade that ensures your defenses are never caught off guard. The intelligence upgrade goes even further. Mushrooms contain ergothioneine, a longevity vitamin that has a dedicated transporter in your body. This means your body times this molecule inside its cells to protect the mitochondria from damage. It is a specialized security system designed specifically for your most vital energy production centers. The tactical hack: never eat them raw. The immune code is locked inside a tough, woody substance called chitin, which the human stomach cannot digest. To release the architectural signal, you must apply heat. The saute protocol. Cook your mushrooms thoroughly to break down the chitin walls and release the beta-glucans. The synergistic boost. Combine them with the sulfur blade garlic. The sulfur compounds in garlic and the polysaccharides in mushrooms create a molecular force multiplier, making your NK cells up to 5 times more aggressive against rogue mutations. This is the infantry support your body needs to maintain a permanent state of high alert. Number 8. Walnuts, the metabolic encryption. Walnuts are the only nut that carries a high-density load of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 that functions as metabolic encryption for your cell membranes. While other fats make your cells leaky and vulnerable to invasion, the specific lipid structure of a walnut reinforces the cellular perimeter. But the real tactical payload is a rare group of molecules called allicin. Once they enter your gut, your microbiome converts them into urolithins. These are molecular janitors that initiate mitophagy, the process of identifying and recycling broken mitochondria. Cancer thrives on dysfunctional energy centers. It hijacks exhausted cells that have lost their way. By cleaning out your cellular trash, walnuts act as a quality control protocol, ensuring that every cell in your body is running on a clean, stable energy signal, leaving no room for the mutation to take root. Urolithins also help seal the gut barrier. A leaky gut allows toxins into the bloodstream, which triggers the systemic inflammation that fuels cancer. By strengthening the gut, walnuts indirectly protect the entire body from the external noise that leads to internal chaos. The tactical hack. To keep the encryption intact, you must respect the oxidation threshold. The oils in walnuts are highly sensitive to light and heat. The cold storage rule. Store your walnuts in the refrigerator or freezer in an airtight container. If they taste bitter or paint-like, the signal has been corrupted, oxidized, and will actually cause the DNA rust you're trying to prevent. The whole signal policy. Never peel the skin. That slightly bitter, papery skin contains 90% of the phenols and antioxidants. Eating a naked walnut is like buying a security system but forgetting to turn it on. Eat them whole, raw, and cold to keep your cellular vault locked tight. Number 9. Flaxseeds, the hormonal firewall. Most people are walking around with a leaky hormone system. Excess estrogen and rogue chemical messengers act like biological gasoline, fueling the growth of sensitive mutations in the breast, prostate, and colon. Flax seeds carry the world's most concentrated supply of lignans, a specific class of phytoestrogens that function as a hormonal firewall. Lignans are molecular decoys. They are shaped exactly like your body's natural estrogen, allowing them to plug into cellular receptors first. But unlike the real hormone, they don't trigger the growth signal. They effectively jam the port, preventing aggressive, cancer-promoting hormones from docking and fueling a mutation. It is a competitive inhibition strategy occupying the space so the enemy has nowhere to land. Furthermore, their high-fiber content, both soluble and insoluble, binds to toxic bile and spent hormones in the digestive tract, dragging them out of your system before they can be reabsorbed into your blood. This prevents the toxic recycling that keeps your body in a state of high growth pressure. It is a systemic flush that ensures your hormonal baseline remains stable and safe. The tactical hack. The firewall is protected by a nearly indestructible outer shell. If you eat flax seeds whole, they will pass through your system completely undetected, a wasted signal. The fresh grind protocol. You must grind the seeds into a fine powder to release the lignans and ALA. However, once ground, the delicate oils oxidize, turn toxic within 24 hours at room temperature. The execution. Grind only what you need immediately before consumption, or store pre-ground seeds in a dark, airtight bag in the freezer. This ensures the hormonal decoys stay sharp and active, providing a systemic block against the most common growth-fueled mutations. This is your endocrine shield. Number 10. Red grapes, the survival gene activator. Forget wine for heart health. That's a marketing myth. The real power is trapped in the skin and seeds of the red grape, a high-frequency compound called resveratrol. In the world of biohacking, resveratrol is known as a caloric restriction mimetic. It tricks your body into thinking you are in a state of scarcity, even when you're not. Why does this matter? When your body senses famine, it stops trying to grow and starts trying to survive. It activates the SIRT1 gene, often called the longevity gene. This gene acts as a cellular auditor, going through your system and shutting down any inefficient, broken, or mutated cells that are wasting resources. It forces the mutation to undergo autophagy, a process of self-eating where the cell is dismantled and recycled for parts. It is a systemic efficiency protocol that ensures only the strongest, cleanest cells are allowed to remain. Resveratrol also protects the telomeres, the caps at the end of your DNA strands. By preserving telomere length, you are effectively slowing down the biological clock and preventing the genetic fatigue that leads to rogue mutations. The tactical hack. To activate the survival code, you must avoid the sugar trap. The whole signal rule: don't drink the juice. Grape juice is a massive insulin spike that cancels out the survival signal. You need the skin and the seeds. The deep color metric. Look for grapes that are almost black, like Concord or Muscadine. The deeper the purple, the higher the resveratrol density. The synergistic pair. Pair your grapes with quercetin, found in red onions or apples. Quercetin acts as a bioavailability booster, preventing your liver from breaking down the resveratrol too quickly. This keeps the auditor in your bloodstream longer, ensuring every rogue cell is accounted for and dealt with. This is your cellular audit, making your body too lean and efficient for disease to thrive. You have the tools: the sulfur blade to cut supply lines, the DNA welders to repair the rust, and the survival activator to audit your system. But a weapon is only effective if it is armed. The modern world is designed to jam your signals. Processed fuels, blue light, and chronic stress disable your executioner protocol. To win, move beyond eating healthy and into strategic biological defense. Pick 3 signals to activate this week. Ground your flax seeds, freeze your sprouts, crush your garlic. Stop being a spectator in your own survival. Treat your body like the high-performance machine it is. The siege is over. Your molecular sovereignty is restored. If this biological manual changed the way you see your own survival, hit the like button to help us break the algorithm's silence. Subscribe and turn on all notifications to join the front line of molecular sovereignty. We're uploading the next protocol soon. You don't want to miss it. Drop a comment below with the word activated if you're starting signal number 1 today. Let's see who's actually taking control.